woman, the powerhouse of every home. She makes a continuous, deliberate effort to nurture and secure her family. Before anyone else is awake, she is. Before she eats, they do. Before she rests, she makes sure tomorrow is possible. In homes across the country, hunger is silent, but a woman's sacrifice is not. She walks the land, carries the weight, stretches every meal, yet when food is scarce, she is the force to go without. Food insecurity is not just an economic crisis, it is a gendered one.
As a woman, I've had to reduce my food portion in order for the food to go round. You know, when I'm serving food, protein, like chicken, fish, I have to ensure that everybody else gets. So sometimes I have to take out from my own and ensure that the members of my family, maybe the younger ones, are well fed before I talk about myself.
Me as a woman, I skip food for my children for them to be satisfied.
When food is not going round, we just have to manage ourselves. Like maybe you just one plate, you just have to short it to half, so everybody can take something and eat. It has not been easy because everything has been expensive now. Maybe when I go to market now, I take 50,000 to the market. When I got there, I see that this thing is expensive. I'll have to buy maybe one plate I want to buy. I'll just have to short the money that okay, let me buy half plate of rice, half plate of beans, everything half plates.
If it's like your loved ones, something like that, if you see the way there is not enough food, so you just need to step outside your own and give them your own to eat, something like that.
Normally, I used to buy my food from big supermarkets. Let's say we go to the mall to buy food stores. But because of the high prices in baking everything, so I prefer going to the local market. So I go to the local market instead of the mall these days.
Food shortage and hike in price of food has affected my family in the sense that all the things that we used to buy before, the prices of all this food stuff have gone up, and it's becoming more increasingly difficult to buy what we used to buy at the same price. So definitely we have to cut off a lot of options from our meals. So we are kind of repeating the same meals we've been doing that for a while now.
Globally, women experience food insecurity at higher rates than men. According to research, 31.9% of women face moderate to severe food insecurity in 2021, compared to 27.6% of men. Despite making up nearly half of the agricultural workforce, women own only a fraction of the land they cultivate. They produce, cook, and sell food, but in many homes, they often eat last. When food prices soar, they cut their own portions first, and when resources are scarce, their health and nutrition are sacrificed.
There is sometimes I will just say, this food can't be enough for everybody. So me and the father, we won't be able to eat. The children will just have to take the food.
Okay. There are times I sacrifice my food for my husband, yes, because he's the head of the house.
Before we take like 3 square meal, but now for the children to be satisfied, we, the parents have to, just keep maybe dinner for them to have their 3 square meal.
Women play a significant and very powerful role in food security. We all know across the globe that women have families. Women are first in contact in providing food. But what has stopped them from progressing, what has stopped them from earning from their labor, it is because they are not recognized, they are not supported financially, and so these are the challenges that they face.
Millions of women fight an unseen battle, balancing hunger, health, and survival. They are farmers without land, providers without enough to give, pillars of strength in a world that often looks away. Yet, if given equal access to resources, women farmers could increase global GDP by $1 trillion and significantly reduce hunger. This is not just about hunger, it is about power. Who has it, who doesn't, and who pays the price?
These are the challenges we go through as women, just to put food on the table for the family, we have to be as a strong women.
When food is too expensive or unavailable, what I do is just, I make do with what I have. And then when it's too expensive, I try to go to the market where foodstuff are sold at cheaper prices. I try to go to markets where food stuff is sold in bulk, and we can get them for a cheaper price.
Without policies, without laws, without codes of conduct, I like to call it, you cannot achieve. They form the structure within which we should operate. But unfortunately, in our country, policies to a very large extent do not mean anything because they are not followed through. We call on every stakeholders, we call on government to provide the financial powerhouse for them to adequately enlarge the food security within our country and outside of our country.
Policies exist, interventions happen, but while they work, women must be at the center of food security planning, not just on the margins. As the world acknowledges the strength and struggles of women, the call to action is clear. Invest in women farmers, prioritize women in food policies, end gender disparity in food access. When women thrive, community flourish, and progress accelerates. Happy International Women's Day. Grace Komalafe, SOUQ News Television.
Hello Nigeria, hello Africa. Yeah, this is Sound Man. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Babalola from Excel LED. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Shepherd Michael Adewale Onofuye. I enjoy you all to always watch SOUQ News TV.
Hi, I'm Tom Boggaballs, and please keep watching SOUQ News.
Wale Seriki, SLG Lagos Island East, SOUQ News, keep out watching them and keep a lookout for them. They're up and coming, and we're proudly to be affiliated with them.
You alone where they make me go crazy. This your love in the cool of my brain. You're my medicine, I need you all day. Yo, it's Blackface Nigeria, and you're watching SOUQ News TV. Keep it locked on this dial, don't change it. You know what I say? Blackface Nigeria, love no bad.
We're going to have increase in the number of facilities that we will visit in the year 2025 by 30%. That would have improved compliance and enhancement of data-driven decision making using data analytics. We're going to strengthen collaboration between our partners, and we're going to have 25% increase in our compliance rates by carrying out the key strategies. We want to expand our monitoring coverage. We want to enhance our digital infrastructure by integrating a secure online pathway. We also want to include the e-learning platform and our mobile platforms on the digital infrastructure. We want to strengthen our community engagement and build capacity of both the farmer staff and our partners. We want to drive innovation and research. This year, we want to carry out research on quality of care. In doing all of this, we want to make the health facilities in Lagos safer by leveraging on technology and ensuring that all our processes are data-driven. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Onoriede, Dr. Nibo Shinawo, Dr. Veronica Iwayemi, and Dr. Abiola Idowu. Your Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, the Honorable Minister of State for Health, Dr. Isiaq Salako. Taking us further in the comparative study, I want to especially welcome a professor and consultant medical parasitologist at the College of Medicine, University of Lagos. He coordinates the International Malaria Microscopy RDT Quality Assurance Center, as well as the country's World Health Organization malaria specimen collection sites in the College of Medicine, University of Lagos. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's put our hands together for Professor Wellington Oyibo for the very short comprehensive study. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, Executive Governor of Lagos State, the Honorable Minister of Health, here represented here by the Minister of State for Health. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, this is historic for us. This is a path we have planned, prayed for, and we are happy that this is happening. Mr. Governor, thank you for all you and for making this happen, my staff. I'm so happy and grateful to the Honorable Commissioner of Health. He has told the story. So I'm going to build on those stories as I make this presentation. I don't have much time. And part of the whole thing is the advances that Lagos State has made for over 2 decades. The world is hearing it, and then the signature of this project through the impact project itself, which is calibrated around the impacts that this project will be again for Lagos State. My slide, please. So what we know about malaria, in the 15th century, why was it called malaria? It was called malaria because the cause of that fever illness was not known. And it was connected to marshy waters. So malaria in Greek is foul. And that was called the cause. And it took some another 100 years before it was connected to mosquito bites. And today we are talking about fever. And say all fevers are malaria. So are we going to the 15th century? And this is what we're trying to really unbundle in Lagos as it's still over 2 million people. My slides. So if fever is still malaria, we go back to the 15th century. And then, of course, for evidence base, meant that we will have to quickly provide the evidence. Can I have the slide up? Yes. So the horrible complaint of school is out from here. So I've given this background. Most health workers will not accept the test results when it's negative. And that's the challenge. Next slide, please. Okay, and if you don't have data, which we are talking about digitization, you cannot calibrate where you are. And so if we look at the entire program and the plan of the projects, is to see that real-time data is available and that tests are done. And when the test is done, we can say quickly, cost-effectively, this is where we are. Because you can get the rely on routine data. The country do not have quality data, and that's the challenge. Next slide. So low confidence in the test. Basic things are being used. Lagos is making progress. How do we handle this? 94 to 96% of the reporting for malaria in the DHIS that categorizes states and Nigeria comes from the primary healthcare center, and this from the public sector. It's important to recognize this. Next slide. And we're bringing this on board because we provide the quality platform for quality diagnosis at the College of Medicine. Next slide.
And we do all of this carefully to ensure that these tests are good to be used for urine. Next slide. And what is known? Please just keep on going on the slide because I'll just go through them. There are changes in Nigeria in terms of malaria epidemiology. Next slide. And then we see from the 2021 malaria indicator survey where Lagos is next month. And you can see where we are here at 2.6% hopeful. And next slide. Good progress. And we're talking about the path for pre-elimination. We are on that path. And we are happy that this is being mentioned here today. And like I said, this signature. And in line with the stratification strategy and subnational tailoring by WHO. So we are quite on course on this. Next slide. And then you can see the different tests available. You can keep on hitting enter. You have microscopy that is powered by a human being. And then you have this rapid diagnostic test that is technology. But somehow we refuse to accept technology and we stay with humans with all the challenges. So that's what you see with microscopy. Just keep on pressing enter. And all of this, and this is the test 15 minutes, the result is out. The other one will take any time. It will be 1 day. And then based on that, we have done the scoping assessment of facility in Lagos.
Recent times, cosmetic clinics. So we're finding it difficult. We have limited capacity to ensure monitoring of these facilities. We also have inefficient manual processes because our digital platform is unable to carry out some of the processes in the agency. We're sitting on a lot of data in the agency.
With AI to make sure that the test is actually having the results that the pharmacy or PPMD says it does. We then verify that the treatment, the appropriate treatment. And then in the impact program, we have to the public health system for malaria-negative patients to ensure that they're getting the proper diagnosis that they need and have a better understanding of what other febrile illnesses patients might have. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, so I'll just talk briefly about all of the other partners that are working on this as well. So we are working closely, of course, with the Lagos State Ministry of Health, which envisioned this work and brought us in to support on this. With NMEP, which is overseeing the work and providing technical oversight. With WHO, which is providing, again, technical support and facilitation. And then importantly, with our private sector partners as well, so PCN, which is doing quite a bit of the regulatory oversight and ensuring the quality of care in a pharmacy setting, with SFH, which is enabling the supply chain, and then of course with LASHMA, which is to go quickly into the final results on why this is improved quality of care. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. So the work is providing network expansion, innovative financing, integrated health systems, supply chain resilience, comparative research, and regulatory reform, leveraging all of these different partners that we've mentioned to ensure that patients are able to access quality care and that the data is being provided back to Lagos State to help improve regulatory support, policy, and other things. I've mentioned the partners that we have here already, but we're very grateful for all of the work that they are providing to ensure that there's quality of care in the private sector. And then finally, one final slide. To reinforce what Dr. Wellington said earlier, the work that is being done is also to be supporting with testing, understanding the difference between rapid tests and microscopy, to support on policy reform to ensure that rapid tests are always done before treatment for malaria in Lagos State. Thank you all so much, and we're very excited to be a part of this.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jessica Venon, the CEO, Meds. Ladies and gentlemen, taking us further, Nina Obulafo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Your Excellency, sir. We're very happy that this is happening today. So just believe me, to do something unique in terms of our focus for malaria control in Nigeria. To do this, I will call on Dr. Dao, Country Director for Malta. We're going to have the Honorable Minister interested for malaria. Honorable Minister, thank you very much. This is showcasing the main focus for malaria control in Nigeria, which we refer to as the 3 T's. Your Excellency, the first T stands for tests. We cannot overemphasize or we cannot underscore the importance of that. The second T, sir, is for treatment. Cannot have His Excellency and the Minister of Health standing for long, so once we take their samples, we're going to have them seated again. So can I have Dr. Walter on stage to come and quality check what is happening, sir, please? Thank you very much.
We are witnessing leadership by example. Leadership by example by Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, as well as the Honorable Minister of State for Health, Dr. Salako. Please, let's appreciate them. That is the way to go for every one of us all.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. So again, this is the way to go for malaria control program in Nigeria. The pre-elimination in Nigeria could commence in phases. We could commence pre-elimination in Nigeria in phases. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Thank you. So back to the 4th bullet on my slide. Your Excellencies, pre-elimination in Nigeria could be commenced in phases. It could start with the states, Lagos State, for example, and we could go geopolitical zones. So I was sitting with my sister, the Commissioner of Health from Ogun State. So the fever for pre-elimination have started. So I also want to say that it stands on Lagos State to make sure that this pathway for pre-elimination is properly done. The National Malaria Elimination Program is waiting to take the experiences and the processes that Lagos will use to achieve elimination to be replicated in other states. Your Excellencies, it's important to note that right now we have a couple of states under 10% prevalence in the country, and those states are Anambra, Kwara, and Rivers States. So what is happening in Lagos that has been flagged off today, it's like NMEP, it's poised to take what these processes and experiences are to states like that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma. Let's appreciate her. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. Governor, sir, Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, who has been ably represented here today by the Honorable Minister of State for Health, Dr. Isiaq Adekunle Salako. A round of applause for him, please.
Your Excellency, the excellent Governor of the Center of Excellence, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. I must recognize my brother, who is one who has summoned all of us here today, the Honorable Commissioner for Health for Lagos State. All members of the Lagos State Cabinet here present, our partners, WHO, World Bank, distinguished stakeholders in the health sector, gentlemen of the press. Because of time, let me say all protocols to be extended. We cannot give the governor for malaria alone. He has to attend to water, to road, several other things, so I will shorten my speech, but I must say that today I'm wearing two caps. You may not see it physically. Standing in for myself, and also standing in for my brother, the Coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare, Professor Pate, who is unable to attend because of other assignments. I am most delighted to be at this auspicious occasion of the launch of the Pathway to Malaria Pre-Elimination and Digitization Program in the Center of Excellence, Lagos State, led by His Excellency the Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. I recall that Lagos State pioneered intensive malaria case management in the early 2000s through the Eco-Free Malaria Initiative, under the leadership of now our President, Dr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then Governor. I am most delighted to be here today to be part of another pioneering initiative now under Governor Babatunde Sanwo-Olu as Lagos State takes the lead in the agenda to end malaria by 2030. Your Excellency, the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare is elated this giant stride, which aims to improve malaria diagnosis, case management, and accurate tracking of cases through the integration of digital health solutions in the form of real-time electronic reporting systems, all targeted at further reduction in the burden of malaria and its eventual elimination from our land. This momentous project will not only set the track for malaria pre-elimination in Lagos State, but in Nigeria at large, thereby once again making Lagos State a trailblazer. I want to emphasize that this project is in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the renewed vigor for the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare on the Rethinking Malaria concept that was launched in April 2024 and is aimed at fast-tracking the malaria elimination goal through strategic shifts. We have continued to make progress in this regard, and the inauguration of the advisory on malaria elimination in Nigeria, AMEN, the development of pragmatic costed plan of action, the expansion of permanent health care facilities, training of frontline health workers, and the initiation of domestication of affordable medicine facility for malaria to make malaria treatment more affordable are all testament to the progress we are making. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry is taking these steps in order to reverse the undesirable trend of being the highest burden malaria endemic country globally, accounting for 37% and 31% of cases and deaths respectively. I am confident that the Lagos State possesses the needed attributes that can help drive Nigeria to malaria elimination through such case-setting initiatives like this program. Furthermore, Lagos has been consistently the lowest malaria prevalence state in Nigeria, as evidenced from all the malaria indicator survey conducted in the country, with the most recent result in 2021 showing 2% prevalence, hence indicating a tendency of attaining pre-elimination when concerted and consultative efforts are put in place. I wish to report that the challenge of Let me use this opportunity to call on all stakeholders not to relent on their support towards this impactful intervention, which will contribute significantly to the drive at eliminating malaria from the world. Nigeria is ever committed to this drive and we will continue to toe the path of global best practices. I wish to assure all Nigerians and our partners that the change in the policy of the United States government with respect to global health funding will not adversely affect our malaria elimination programs and other public health initiatives, as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR has approved a robust mechanism to ensure adequate and cost-effective funding for our public health programs. I call on all state governments to join hands with the federal government to ensure that our country becomes self-sustaining in the funding of our public health programs. Before I end this address, let me commend once again and appreciate His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and his health team, led by Professor Akin Abayomi, for initiating and executing this laudable innovative project. I wish to also sincerely appreciate all the partners, World Bank, WHO, all the implementers, especially for providing the needed human resources, technical support, and the funding for the implementation of this initiative. I wish all of us a successful launch of this impactful project as a springboard for the elimination of malaria from our country. Thank you, and God bless the federal government.
Distinguished invited guests, Your Excellencies, Minister of State, have your results. To say that Honorable Minister of State, we will not be confining you in a bed in Lagos. Your result is negative. When patients go to clinics and the doctors tell you that they've performed the test, it is your responsibility as a patient to see the test. Please ask for the test and take a picture of it and have a record on your phone. My Governor, the Excellency of Lagos State, I'm pleased to tell you that you may continue with your duties. Congratulations, sir. The low prevalence of malaria in Lagos has been chart a course. Thank you very much for your support, both the Honorable Minister and our Governor and members of the Lagos State Executive Council. Mr. Governor, if you would like to approach the podium to give your keynote and to launch a pathway to malaria elimination in Lagos.
Practitioner himself and a strong politician, Dr.
Thank you very much for finding out. Members of the State Executive Council, especially Professor Akin Abayomi, and Special Advisor on Health. Thank you very much. Other cabinet members, all the permanent secretaries in the Health Ministry, and several of you that are here. Thank you very much for taking our time. The Country Director for the World Bank, Dr. Diop, the Country Representative for the WHO, Dr. Walter, all of our partners that are here, MyShamed, Impact, SFH, the National Malaria Organization, our friends from our neighboring state, the Honorable Commissioner for Health in Ogun State, thank you. All of our health practitioners, stakeholders that are here, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. When you are asked to come forward and conduct a test that you did not prior psych yourself for, what will happen is you quickly raise, your brain will raise back and say, have I been feeling unwell? What is going to happen? It just brought us back 5 years during COVID, and they said that they're going to do a COVID test. It was like, the heart was going to open and you don't know what will be the outcome. But you see, it's an important activity that we need to continue to subject ourselves to. You might think it's a simple thing, but it's so important. And that ability for you to come forward, if it has turned positive, what it will have just meant is that we need to make a treatment. It's not a death penalty, but it is really just for all of us to know that we need to do this thing and we need to be able to come forward transparently at all times and let us end all of these things that we don't want again in our sight. Thank you very much. And so it's an honor that I stand before all of you in this room are very strategic to launch the first in the country, another Lagos first, the pathway to malaria pre-elimination and digitalization program. We're here to affirm our commitment to safeguarding lives and the livelihood of every Lagosian. Malaria is more than a disease. It's a social-economic burden that has held back individuals, it has held back families and communities for such a long time. It robs us of our productivity, it drains us of our household incomes. And for many households in Lagos, especially those modest earners, malaria, the name it alone brings shivers. It reduces their earning and reduces their ability to continue to earn more for their family. And so this financial strain often affects families and a lot of times causes heartbreaks and the rest of it. But we're here to put a stop or to even bring a voice to the step at which we want to eliminate that completely. It has affected school children from going to school, it has affected businesses, it has seen a whole lot of absenteeism and a lot of challenges in our society for several decades. But today, we have to change all of that narrative. The eradication of malaria is not just a good health news, it is indeed an economic imperative. It's a good news that all of us must beat our chest and be able to carry, if there's a P, that we need to have, a pre-elimination, the campaign for it, we need to have it and we need to be able to dot it everywhere. We know from statistics how much malaria has cost our GDP, billions and billions of dollars. Imagine what Lagos could achieve with a lot of resources if we're able to eliminate all of this. We no longer have to choose between survival and opportunity. Imagine a Lagos where every child can attend school uninterrupted because of ill health, or an adult can contribute fully to the economy. And one thing that is instructive was the demonstration of the slide by Professor Akin, and I saw others as well. I can see that Prof already has a side job. Animation and cartooning is a job that he can conveniently dive into. And the narratives were very clear. But the message was very, very transparently done. And all of us, in one form or the other, are guilty of this. You feel unwell, you think you have a fever, the next thing is you are diagnosing yourself with malaria. Very easy. Just give me injection. Just give me this tablet. I know what it is. We are all, self-diagnosing ourselves and self-telling ourselves that that is what it can only be and that is what it is. So just give us. But we can see that with knowledge and with communication, a lot of all of those things you can rewrite them. And so this program represents a hope rooted on innovation, collaboration, and determination by leveraging digital tools that will ensure that every malaria case is tracked in real time. This is digital. Long are those days when you need to take a whole full blood from your body to just do a simple malaria test. I was asking for my bottle of Martina because those days when they take your blood test, you must replenish it with a bottle of Martina. But you can see that with just a small prick, and in no time you can actually. That's what digital life, has done. And so it has helped us by strengthening partnership with the private sector. We will expand access for quality care. It will help communities to have the knowledge and resources. It will build a culture of preventing that leaves no one behind. And that's a message we need to come out of from here. All of us sitting in this room must immediately turn ourselves into an advocate, into a cheerleader to be able to carry this message forward, to be able to tell everybody that needs to know. Go into our communities, pass on this message that this pre-elimination launch program has started, and it's for all of us to see it, to buy into it, and to work with it. The benefit of eradicating malaria goes beyond just health. The malaria-free Lagos, and indeed in future, the malaria-free Nigeria, it's achievable in our time, and we've all put our minds to it. It's something that could be done. We believe that if we can eliminate it, it will increase productivity, it will improve educational outcomes from our children, it will reduce considerably our health costs. It would also enhance quality of life. All of these points speaks to a better livability standards in all indices. And so this vision, though ambitious, I believe is achievable. It's because, therefore, all of us, government agencies, healthcare practitioners, healthcare providers, community leaders, development partners, and indeed all citizens, to work together with an unwavering resolve. Success will not come overnight, but will be sustained effort and collaborative action. We will prevail. You saw the slides that a farmer and the lady on malaria and the lady on immunization. You saw the statistics between January and February, what the run rate should be. Yes, we could say that, this is just March, but we need to be able to double those numbers. We need to push those numbers to be able to achieve the 2025 target. We need to be able to push and achieve, because there's no magic to it. If your target is 2 million, and at the end of February, we are still doing less than 200,000. You are doing far less. So you need to double, your spike shoots. You need to work harder, twice as fast, twice as much for you to achieve the 2025 record. And Doctor told us, Prof told us from WHO that it's 2025. They are going to close the envelope. Hello? Yes, they said they are going to close it. And there's a 20. Where is it? I thought it was. They're going to close it. Our target is that we have to take that $20 million. We have to do everything to make sure that we'll meet the criteria very quickly. Because if it's something that we've all said we want to do, then everybody must be on the same page. And I want to commend the farmer and all the ladies that came forward transparently to show us those data. And what we need to do is we don't need to wait in October before we now cry. We need to be able to track this thing on a month-on-month basis. So I want to thank all of you. I want to thank our partners, the World Health Organization, the World Bank, the National Malaria Elimination Program, Our community pharmacists are here. All of our pharmaceutical associations are here. Thank you very much. Our various private and public hospitals, and all of you that are here for your valuable support and making this initiative positive. Of course, permit me to thank in absentia our very hardworking Honorable Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Al-Pate. Our best regards and best wishes to him. We know all of the things that he has brought about in his tenure as the Honorable Minister of Health. We wish him well. We are also tracking and monitoring, all of his deliverables so that we can say at the end of it, in your time, you did all of this. And to also thank the Honorable Minister of State for cooperating and operations with the Honorable Minister. We believe that if you do all of these things and you do them well, your time, your time in that ministry will be written in gold, and Nigerians will forever be grateful, because we know that you are pushing everything to ensure that we save over 1 million lives, and you're doing so many things, so many big health initiatives, and want to wish you well. To Dr. Diop, our country director for the World Bank, thank you for your invaluable support at all times, funding your technical assistance. We believe it will continue to catalyze our health initiative. To our country director on the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Mr. Uche, whose organization's investment has been pivotal to malaria control. We say thank you. Dr. Walter, our WHO country representative, we believe that your expertise and advocacy capacity has helped us to push this forward. Thank you very, very much. To all of our partners, Marshall, Mets, who I met last week, I did promise, I said I'll be here in person. And to all of our other partners, please, let's see this as a start to work. It's only when we achieve what we have set for ourselves that we have done the job. They don't pay people for attempts, they pay people for results. And it's the result that is important. It's the result that takes us to that final praising point in which we all can say that yes, we've done our best, we've contributed what we've needed, and we've seen the results. I believe that we have everything to make it work. We believe we have all it takes to eliminate malaria completely in Lagos State. I want to congratulate our own Ministry of Health. Congratulating ourselves is telling you that you have a lot more to do, Prof, and all of you. But I will be watching, and I will do everything to continue to encourage you. And as a demonstration of that encouragement, I was whispering to Prof that I will also do something different. I will be promoting Dr. Idu as a permanent secretary. Clapping means that she's going to work twice as much. So I wish her all the very best in hard work she's doing. To my fellow Lagosians, fight belongs to each of us. Let us embrace a preventive measure like eliminating mosquitoes, adapt, test before treatment. And I think that is the message we need to take away. All of our pharmaceutical establishments ensure that we can pass this message: test before treatment. It is so important that we do not just take this for granted. Let us ensure that we can take this advocacy into our communities, into our nooks and crannies, and show really that once we have started this campaign in Lagos, will go around every part of the city. We can rewrite the history of malaria in Lagos, and it is in our hand. It's all of us in this room that can help. I want to wish you all the very best, and I believe that when we work together, there's absolutely nothing that we cannot achieve together. Thank you very much.
Mr. Governor, sir, may I plead your indulgence,
I really didn't like her. She was frowning her face one day. It was between her eye and her eye. this pre-elimination launch of malaria from Lagos State. Pathway to malaria pre-admission and sterilization program in Lagos. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mr. Governor, sir, may I crave your indulgence to quickly invite this Honorable Commissioner for Health, Special Advisor on Health and Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, to join you for the first photo op.
And as soon as we are done, so we are inviting all the permanent secretaries in Lagos State to join the executive governor, actors from the Federal Ministry of Health, all the directors that have accompanied the Minister of State for Health, all the directors in the Federal Ministry.
city of Agbo has been home to many illustrious sons and daughters of this nation, from legal luminaries, industry leaders, business moguls, sportsmen and women, the academia, entertainers, political juggernauts, to mention but a few. Because of its peculiar location, connecting the southeastern to northwestern Nigeria, it is a melting pot of both commercial and agricultural services with a diverse population of residents and settlers. When Dickens Ogeneruemu Patrick Sanomi courted and eventually married the delectable Mabel Iyabo Sanomi, little did he know that their fifth child, Igor Charles Sanomi, who was born 17th May 1975, was going to place the Sanomi family name on the world map for the very right reasons. Dickens was the second vice president of the Urobo Progressive Union, UPU, and an Assistant Inspector General Police, AIG, in the Nigerian Police Force. His mother was a Yeye Jemo, tribal chief of the Ishotun Ijesha Kingdom in Osun State, and also a nurse. Patrick's father did practice law in England before returning to Nigeria. Igor obtained his bachelor's degree in geology and mining from the University of Jos. Like many before him, achieving the level of stride he has made didn't come by sheer wishes. His interest in the oil and gas sector was sparked in his final year at the university. He had a friend who interned in a local physical oil trading company, First Furs, and every day that he came back, he talked unendingly about the things he had learned and the prospects in the oil and gas sector. Overwhelmed by the persistent talks by his friend, if you call it that, the desire for physical trading grew on him, creating a lasting impression on him. So while many of his colleagues daydreamed about the prospect of working in one of the major oil and gas companies in the country, after graduation, the prospect of trading never left him for a second. In his final year at the university, he voraciously read everything on physical trading he could lay his hands on, looking for a more appropriate time to get into the business. He did find the opening he was looking for. Back then, it was common for local Nigerian businessmen to bid for fuel import contracts from the state-owned oil company, and then, upon winning the contracts, they resold the contracts to foreign oil trading companies for a tidy sum without lifting a finger. But for him, this was the break he had anticipated for a long time. He set out to get some of these businessmen who won the contract and offered them a mouth-watering deal they couldn't resist. Igor is the founder of Talaveras, a $2 billion company. Now, if you heard his feat, you would have thought it was but a walk in the park. But if only you look closely, you will know it is far from that. Talaveras at its prime moved more than 170 million barrels of crude oil and oil products yearly, and has upstream and downstream assets in a number of African countries. For many who are close to him, Igor is rather media shy. The company in 2008 began to appear on the radar of the most Nigerians when it stated that its offshore trading arm hit a turnover exceeding $2 billion. In 2005, during the oil bidding round organized by the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Talaveras won 2 oil blocks. Then, following a crude swap arrangement with Duke Oil Incorporated, a subsidiary of NNPC, Talaveras also benefited. In the same vein, Talaveras in 2013 acquired a stake in the 900-megawatt Afam power plant in Rivers State. Additionally, in 2014, the company invested a minority stake in the IATO consortium that acquired prolific OML-29 from Shell. Local companies that had the capacity to engage in the oil sector were strongly encouraged to participate in the bid for government tenders. In April 2022 of 2010, the Local Content Act became law and Talaveras met the criteria. True to his nature, he expressly said that he had never at any point obtained any contract through dubious means. With nothing left but faith, hope, and trust in the future, Eagle plunged ahead after he failed to make the list of successful bidders for the 2017/2018 crude oil term contract when it was announced in January 2017. This was one of the unsavory moments in his career. When Talaveras didn't get renewal of its crude for products exchange, which it had operated for 3 years by the then President Goodluck Jonathan's administration, this dealt a big blow to Talaveras because it had earlier entered forward contract and based revenue projection models on it. Many who long awaited its fall thought long and hard how Talaveras was going to replace these revenue streams. But like a phoenix from the ashes, Talaveras rose to the occasion by going back to the drawing board to re-strategize. It structured and engaged its international creditors. This led to matters assuming a legal configuration, and there were many out-of-court resolving of matters. He admitted to Talaveras having gone through a series of challenges, also that his affairs in Nigeria have been largely misunderstood by many. For those who have wondered what else this driven young man invests his time in when he's not transacting business deals, it definitely is something that gives him fulfillment beyond pecuniary gains, philanthropy. In 2011, he founded the Dickens Sanomi Foundation, DSF, in honor of his father. This foundation supports people in education and health across the length and breadth of Nigeria. Also, it supports autism awareness initiatives and donates to humanitarian disasters across Nigeria and Africa, donating millions of dollars every year in the support of these endeavors. Owing to his selfless behavior, he's been recognized twice by renowned institute, Choiseul based in France, topping the ranks of the Choiseul 100 economic leaders under 40 who will play a vital role in the economic development of Africa. For a man renowned for pushing his limits, one would have thought he was everywhere in the eyes of the public, but the reverse is the case for Igor, who is notoriously known for staying away from the spotlight. In 2014, he was awarded a Papal Medal of His Holiness Pope Francis for his ongoing dedication to the Catholic Church and support of the Vatican's mission in Nigeria. He donated to cancer research through the Bobby Moore Fund for Cancer Research in the UK to help fund prostate cancer research. This earned him the Martin Luther King Jr. Award, which was held in Washington, D.C. in 2016. More recently, he founded the inaugural Touch or Life Today campaign launched by the Global Initiative for Peace, Love and Care, GIPL, across 3 states in Nigeria, with the goal of reaching 1,000 vulnerable patients who cannot pay their medical bills. The campaign ended on 17th May 2017. Sanomi is working on restructuring his business alongside the trading arm, which is led by the CEO, Marcio Beavalon, a former royal executive with 35 years work experience, and William Brock Tupeni, another seasoned upstream executive, formerly with the Petrofac. Ego remains committed to growing his business ventures across Africa. Ego, Charles Sanomi.
My name is Yinka Babalola.
My name is Ijoma Pelokoro.
My name is Joshua Hassan.
I am Rotarian Omosunde Lawson.
It's Ife Yunwarita Ejeze. My friends call me Ife.
My name is Rotarian Lola Dare. I'm inviting you to keep watching SOUQ News. It's the right station to tune to.
I like SOUQ News. SOUQ News is good.
I want to charge you all to listen to SOUQ News, watch the news.
You can have unlimited news, first time.
Find SOUQ News. Be with SOUQ News. Never switch off. You are better for it. SOUQ News is the real thing.
Listen to their coverage and you'll be glad you did.
Turn to your YouTube, turn to your Instagram, turn to all your digital channels and look for SOUQ News.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Please, guys, keep watching
SOUQ News.
At the heart of a strong currency lies a simple principle. The demand for local goods drives production, creates jobs, reduces reliance on imports, and ultimately stabilizes the exchange rate. Countries like Rwanda, South Africa, and Egypt have achieved remarkable success by investing in their own industries. Rwanda has built a textile industry that competes with foreign imports. South Africa has developed a powerful automobile sector, and Egypt has excelled in agribusiness exports. These nations have strengthened their currencies by prioritizing local production, consumption, and exports. Nigeria, with its vast resources, stands at the threshold of a similar transformation. When Nigerians buy locally made products, fewer dollars flow out of the country for imports, preserving foreign exchange reserves. As local industries become more competitive, they can also expand exports, particularly under the African Continental Free Trade Area, bringing in foreign exchange and strengthening the naira. In 2022, Nigeria spent over $9 billion on food imports. If just half of that had been directed towards locally made goods, it could have significantly reduced pressure on the naira. The key lies in industries with the potential to drive economic growth: agro-processing, textiles, automotive, technology, and leather goods. Nigeria is already a leader in agriculture, but to fully benefit, the country needs to move beyond exporting raw commodities to processed goods. Products like cashew nuts, shea butter, palm oil derivatives, and hibiscus flowers command higher prices internationally. Ghana earns about $2 billion annually from cocoa processing, while Nigeria's cocoa exports lag far behind. With investment in food processing plants and the branding of agricultural exports as premium African products, Nigeria can bridge this gap, reduce reliance on European imports, and tap into Africa's fast-growing middle class. The Nigerian fashion industry has also gained global recognition, but the country still imports billions of dollars in textiles. In 2021, Nigeria imported over $4 billion worth of textiles, while Ethiopia, using local cotton, earned $110 million from garment exports. By boosting local textile manufacturing and using Nigerian cotton, Nigeria could reclaim a significant share of the $15 billion African fashion industry, positioning cities like Lagos, Aba, and Kano as textile hubs. Nigeria's automobile sector also presents an opportunity. The country spends over $8 billion annually on vehicle imports. In contrast, South Africa's automotive sector contributes over $12 billion to its GDP and employs more than 100,000 people. By implementing policies that support local vehicle assembly and production, Nigeria can reduce import dependency, create jobs, and become the region's automobile hub. Nigeria's tech ecosystem, home to fintech giants like Flutterwave and Paystack, is already Africa's largest. If Nigerians prioritize homegrown software solutions, the country can reduce capital flight and strengthen its tech industry, making Nigeria a global player in technology. The leather industry, particularly in Kano, also holds significant potential. While Nigeria produces some of the finest leather in Africa, much of it is exported as raw material. If we focus on producing high-end leather goods like handbags, shoes, and belts, Nigeria can meet local demand and expand exports. Ethiopia's leather exports exceeded $133 million in 2022, while Nigeria's remained under $50 million. By branding and exporting premium leather products, Nigeria can become Africa's leather capital, boosting the naira through increased foreign exchange earnings. To strengthen the naira, Nigeria must prioritize investments in infrastructure, improve product standards, enhance branding, and implement policies that favor local manufacturers. Consumers must also consciously choose locally made products to create jobs and drive industrial growth. The success stories of Ghana, South Africa, and Ethiopia show that this strategy works. It is time for Nigeria to invest in and promote made in Nigeria goods, solidifying and strengthening the naira for a more self-sustaining and prosperous economy.
Jim Ovia, one of the most influential and successful businessmen in Nigeria, who has made a mark in the financial system. He is the founder and chairman of Zenith Bank, one of Africa's largest and most profitable banks. He has been described by Forbes Africa as the godfather of banking in Nigeria.
My name is Jim Ovia. I'm chairman of Zenith Bank, and I thank you all for listening to me.
This illustrious son of Africa was one of the financial leaders who revolutionized the banking sector in Nigeria. Let's take a close look into the life, background, career, and achievements of this enigma, Jim Ovia. Jim Ovia was born on November 4, 1951 in Agbo, Delta State, Nigeria, to a large family as the second son of Chief Obi Olihe of Agbobi in Delta State. Being one from a humble background, Jim attended local schools as he had lost his father at the tender age of 4. His widowed mother, together with his older brother, saw him through school. He had secondary education at Ika Grammar School in Agbo. Due to his interest in business and technology, he proceeded to the United States to study business administration at Southern University, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, USA, where he obtained a bachelor's degree in 1977. He furthered to University of Louisiana, Monroe, Louisiana, and bagged a master's degree in business administration in 1979. Jim Ovia is also an alumnus of the prestigious Harvard Business School. Jim Ovia worked briefly as a clerk in Union Bank in 1973 before proceeding for tertiary studies. Upon acquiring immense business knowledge from international institutions, he returned to Nigeria, his home country, and began a career in banking. He continued at this for years, working for banks such as Lion Bank, Merchant Bank of Africa, and International Merchant Bank. After many years in the banking industry, in 1990, Jim came together with some colleagues to found one of Africa's largest and most profitable bank, Zenith Bank. The bank was established with a vision to provide excellent customer service, innovative and technology-driven banking. Zenith Bank flourished as it drew customers who sought excellence in financial services. What started with an asset of $4 million and about 50 staff has grown into over $24 billion in assets and shareholders' funds of more than $3 billion as of June 2022. Zenith Bank is listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange and London Stock Exchange. Jim Ovia served as Zenith Bank's Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director from 1990 to 2010, and then Chairman from 2010 to 2014. After a brief break, he returned as Chairman of the bank in 2016 and remains so till date. Under his leadership, Zenith Bank has grown to become one of the leading banks in Nigeria and Africa, standing tall among some of Nigeria's first-generation banks of repute, a feat rare for second-generation banks established in a time of tension between military and civilian regimes and economic instability.
We will build our own roads to our branches if we're building branches in some cities, towns where the roads are not good enough. We have also bought power plants, generating sets to power electricity into our building. When we do all this, we also even had dug borehole to supply water to the building. When we do all this, what I personally call it is BYOI, bring your own infrastructure or build your own infrastructure.
Jim Ovia served as Zenith Bank's Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director from 1990 to 2010, and then Chairman from 2010 to 2014. After a brief break, he returned as Chairman of the bank in 2016 and remains so till date. Under his leadership, Zenith Bank has grown to become one of the leading banks in Nigeria and Africa, standing tall among some of Nigeria's first-generation banks of repute, a feat rare for second-generation banks established in a time of tension between military and civilian regimes. Zenith Bank has diversified its services to include insurance, pensions, stockbroking, and investment banking. The bank has won awards and recognition for its performance, governance, innovation, and social responsibility, inspired by its chairman's belief in giving back to community.
Really, it's my special pleasure, my honor indeed, for this opportunity offered by AAI to be awarded in the category of Business Leadership Award for 2017.
As an entrepreneur, Jim Ovia has made investments in sectors other than banking. They include oil and gas, telecommunication, real estate, power generation, media, and most recently, education. He is the founder and chancellor, James Hope University, Lekki, Lagos State, which has been approved by the National Universities Commission, NUC, to offer postgraduate degrees in business courses. Jim Ovia is a man who believes in giving back to society. He has engaged in philanthropic works through his foundations, Mankind United to support total education, MUSTE, and Youth Empowerment, ICT Foundation. These foundations award scholarships to indigenous students and promote information and communication technology in Nigeria through various initiatives. Ovia has made donations towards courses and institutions. They include Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, Nigerian Internet Group, NIG, Lagos State University, and National Information Technology Advisory Council, just to mention a few. In recognition of his contributions, Jim Ovia is a recipient of many honors and awards. In 2012, the University of Benin awarded him an honorary doctorate degree. Former President Muhammadu Buhari in 2022 conferred him with the national honor of the Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, CFR. Also in 2022, Jim Ovia was conferred with the National Productivity Order of Merit, NPOM award, by the federal government of Nigeria. Jim Ovia is a proud member of the World Economic Forum, the Nigerian Economic Summit Group, and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. He is also a member of several boards and councils.
We can't afford to lose depositors' money. We can't afford to lose money that belongs to stakeholders. So you must structure your industry in such a way that the best and nothing but the best are there.
As chairman of Zenith Bank with more than 9% stake, Jim Ovia in 2015 was estimated by Forbes to have a net worth of $550 million. This net worth obviously has been surpassed since then. Jim Ovia, as a business person, founded 5 companies, They are Zenith Bank PLC, the Quantum Group, Visaphone Communications, Quantum Luxury Properties, Civic Center Towers, and Cyberspace Network. Jim is member, Honorary International Investors Council. Kay Ovier is CEO, Quantum Markets Limited, a firm that offers stock brokerage services. She sits on the board of several organizations and is chairman, board of directors of Cyberspace Limited, a leading software engineering company. Cyberspace Limited is one of the pioneers in provision of internet services in Nigeria, providing network and software services. Kay, being at the head of a tech giant in Nigeria, teamed up with her husband, Jim, to strategically deploy robust IT infrastructure at Zenith Bank, which resulted in the development of digital products and technology-driven banking in Nigeria. Kay is an alumnus of Enugu State University of Technology, SOUQ, where she holds an MBA in management. She is much given to philanthropy, with several initiatives to transform lives, particularly those of the underprivileged. One of her projects targeted at children and youths, Star Rising Talent Hunt, aims at discovering and projecting hidden talents. Jim is married to businesswoman and philanthropist Kay Ovier. She's also a hotelier, proudly running Starwood Hotels. Jim and Kay Ovier are blessed with 5 children: Isioma, Zephyr, Tito, Tommy, and Jesse. As a family man, Ovier enjoys spending time with his family. He also likes reading and traveling. In order to pass on his vast wealth of knowledge on business and finance to African entrepreneurs, Jim Ovier authored a book titled Africa, Rise and Shine. The book was published in 2018 by Forbes Books. The book was written after he featured in an issue of Forbes, and it became the magazine's best-selling edition in Africa, that it had to be reprinted 4 times. The book, Africa, Rise and Shine, paints the picture of his humble beginning from the small town of Agbo in Delta State, and against all odds, pushed through to become a global business icon, while providing insight on how to conquer challenges in African markets, taking advantage of the opportunities. The man, Jim Ovier, is a firm believer of Africa being a continent abundant with natural and human resources. He has constantly pitched the continent as a land filled with investment opportunities in international business forums, such as the Harvard Business School Annual Africa Business Conference, Bloomberg Global Business Forum, Commonwealth Business Forum, and the World Economic Forum, where he has been invited to participate and even deliver keynote address. Jim Ovier remains one of the pride of Africa and a great contributor to Nigeria's economy and the financial landscape in Africa.
Hello Nigeria, hello Africa. Yeah, this is Sound Man. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Babalola from Excel LED. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Shepard Michael Adewale Onofuye. I enjoy you all to always watch SOUQ News TV.
Hi, I'm Tom Boggaballs, and please keep watching SOUQ News.
Wale Seriki, SLG Lagos Island East, SOUQ News. Keep out watching them and keep keep a lookout for them. They're up and coming, and we're proudly to be affiliated with them.
You alone where they make me go crazy. This your love in the cool of my brain. You're my medicine, I need you all day. Yo, it's Blackface Nigeria, and you're watching SOUQ News TV. Keep it locked on this dial, don't change it. You know what I say? Blackface Nigeria, love no bad.
Two widely used and deeply troubling terms dominate discussions around Nigerian emigration: Japa and brain drain. Japa, a word that has made its way into the Oxford English Dictionary, means to leave Nigeria for another country, often Europe or America, in pursuit of education, job opportunities, or better economic prospects. It also connotes to escape or to flee. The second term, brain drain, refers to the outflow of skilled professionals, doctors, engineers, academics, and more, leaving Nigeria to contribute their talents to other nations. As a patriot, one might argue that both terms evoke concern. Japa is symptomatic of systemic failures that drive citizens away from their homeland instead of encouraging them to stay and push for reform. As authors Daron Acemoglu and James Robinson emphasized in Why Nations Fail, governance thrives under civic pressure. If the youth and professionals flee, who remains to demand accountability and enforce positive change? Likewise, brain drain depletes the country's human capital. When Nigeria's best-trained professionals are developed in other nations, the country is left with fewer hands to build its own future. However, this narrative is shifting. As Bayo Olaoye explores in this special report, there is a compelling case for viewing the Nigerian diaspora not as a loss, but as an economic powerhouse. From brain drain to brain gain. Recent figures from the Nigerian Medical and Dental Council show that only about 27,000 of Nigeria's 71,740 registered doctors currently practice in the country. Thousands of Nigerian doctors, nurses, and health professionals now work in the UK and the US, contributing significantly to those nations' healthcare systems. It's a trend seen across professions, from teachers to tech experts. Critics argue these individuals should be at home, contributing to Nigeria's development. Yet, the picture is not so black and white. According to World Bank economists Art Cray and David McKenzie, poverty can often be a function of where one lives. For many Nigerians, staying home may mean remaining trapped in poverty. In that context, emigration is a rational choice and often a necessary one. Furthermore, the idea of brain drain has evolved into brain circulation or brain gain. Many Nigerians abroad are returning with skills, capital, and experience to invest in the country. Even those who don't return still give back. As Dr. Segun Aganga noted in Reclaiming the Jewel of Africa, diaspora Nigerians do not have to physically return to make an impact. Diaspora remittances, a lifeline for millions. Diasporans are sustaining the Nigerian economy through billions in remittances. Between 2018 and 2020, Nigerians abroad sent home over $65 billion, accounting for 4% of Nigeria's GDP. These funds uplift millions of households, offering relief from poverty, hunger, and economic despair. Remittances also help stabilize the naira, acting as a buffer against foreign exchange volatility. Yet, Nigeria is missing an opportunity to fully harness this potential. The Central Bank of Nigeria has imposed capital flow restrictions, forcing remitted dollars to be exchanged only at the official rate and in naira. This approach discourages larger inflows and stifles the remittance ecosystem. Diaspora trade and investment, the next frontier. Beyond remittances lies a massive opportunity in export trade. A Commonwealth Secretariat report highlights how countries with large diasporas have a comparative advantage in export markets. With over 20 million Nigerians abroad, this is a goldmine waiting to be tapped. Nigerians abroad crave products from home, be it fashion, food, film, or fine art. But to meet this demand, Nigeria needs a deliberate strategy to engage the diaspora. This means more than just ceremonial congratulations. It demands structured collaboration, policy coordination, and economic diplomacy. NIDCOM and the policy disconnect. The Nigerian Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, under the leadership of Abike Dabiri Erawa, has raised visibility on diaspora issues. However, its current focus remains largely reactive, centered around crises like human trafficking and consular support. For real impact, NIDCOM must collaborate with economic ministries, coordinate with trade and industry stakeholders, and act as a bridge between diaspora investors and local entrepreneurs. Beyond economics, political and institutional engagement. Nigeria must not reduce its diaspora to economic figures alone. They are citizens with a stake in the country's political future. That's why remote voting rights must be instituted, allowing diasporans to participate in national elections. Moreover, complaints about Nigerian embassies and high commissions, especially in the US and UK, must be addressed. Diasporans often face challenges with basic services like passport renewal, which leaves them feeling alienated and abandoned. This must change. The Nigerian diaspora is not a burden, it is a blessing. A sleeping economic giant that, if properly engaged, could help rewrite Nigeria's growth story. From remittances and trade to skills transfer and global influence, the diaspora is a strategic asset and not a national loss. What Nigeria needs is bold policy reform and a new mindset, one that sees migration not as failure, but as a force for economic revival. Japa may signal escape, but with the right vision, it can also spark renewal. I'm Moyosore Adebi for SOUQ News TV.
We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch, and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix, and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
Growing interest in Nigeria's lithium reserves comes as countries worldwide scramble to secure supplies of the mineral, which is essential for powering the green energy revolution. In this special report by Bayo Olaoye, the need to harness this resource for growth and development is examined, with the evolution of electric vehicles and renewable energy storage systems. Lithium is a key component in the production of batteries for electric vehicles and renewable energy storage systems, and Nigeria is positioning itself to become a major player in the global lithium market. Nigeria's vast lithium reserves, valued over $34 billion, is no doubt attracting world attention, while lithium factories are springing up in different parts of Nigeria already. The attention of the international mining industry is also focused on lithium because it is critical raw material for the production of solar panels and electric vehicles. Analysts predict that global lithium market could grow robustly over the next decade, driven by the rapid adoption of electric vehicles and renewable energy technologies. Data from a Global Future Market Insight showed that the lithium mining industry has emerged as a cornerstone of the clean energy transition, driven by the skyrocketing demand for lithium-ion batteries. The surge in lithium demand is driven largely by the electric vehicles market, which accounted for over 70% of the global lithium consumption in 2024, according to an Iranian-based research firm. With countries such as the United States, China, and members of the European Union pushing for next zero emission by mid-century, lithium demand is expected to escalate further further. The federal government, indeed, the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development, should intensify efforts geared at renewing and resuscitating the viable lithium industry in the country to its full potential. As Nigeria diversifies its economy into other sectors, the lithium industry offers hope and expectation that this sector would earn more revenue for the country. Nigeria should not just watch with folded arms, but must strive with the political will to develop and strengthen the country's vast lithium reserves.
Elon Musk is a visionary entrepreneur leading innovative ventures in technology, space exploration, electric vehicles, and renewable energy. Musk was born on June 28, 1971 to a South African engineer and his mother, a Canadian model and nutritionist in Pretoria, South Africa. His talents for computers and entrepreneurship emerged early, and at age 12, he created and sold a video game. Musk studied physics and economics at Queen's University and the University of Pennsylvania. In 1995, Musk founded Zip2, sold to Compaq for $307 million. He also co-founded X.com, which became PayPal, acquired by eBay for $1.5 million in 2002. Driven by a vision for humanity's multiplanetary future, Musk founded SpaceX in 2002, developing affordable rockets to support International Space Station mission and NASA's Artemis program. He became a major investor in Tesla 2004, launching electric vehicles like Roadster, Model X, and Model 3. Tesla unveiled the Cybertruck, beginning deliveries in 2023. Musk acquired X, formerly known as Twitter, in 2022, aiming to enhance future and transparency. Musk has at least 12 children from multiple relationships, including Justin Wilson, Tallulah Riley, Grimes, and Siobhan Zilis. Through SpaceX, Tesla, and other ventures, Musk shapes technology and innovation globally, and his influence extends beyond business into politics and culture.
We've got just what you need right here at Femi Wash Media. Call it the Midas Touch, and you wouldn't be wrong. Let us record, produce, mix, and master your audio like nobody does. Reach us on our contact today for the best quality job.
Hello, Lagos. Make we yarn.
Hello, boy, this POS matter, don't pass your call. Person go swipe, alert no enter. Before you know it, jump.
Wait, wetin really happen?
Maybe you fake alert the warriors.
Okay, so wanna listen, eh? If you dey do POS business, no expose your alert.
Hello, Ogbefi. They don't walk Daba Road where they worry for our local government for years.
This one sweet me, I no lie you. Because you know what? Development with the work, it deserve loudspeaker. Now why we dey here be that? For here, we know the abuse. We dey bring solution. My name, it is Ikechukwu Oyemike, aka Ogbefi Ishegwari.
Make we yarn every weekday from 10 a.m. go to 12 o'clock on Top the Eye 95.9 FM.
Across the Atlantic Ocean, a system emerged that would reshape Africa and the world. It was built on trade but driven by human suffering. The Middle Passage refers to the transatlantic journey taken by enslaved Africans, forcibly transported from their homelands to the Americas. This was part of a wider trading system linking Africa, Europe, and the Americas. Millions were taken, creating one of the largest forced migrations in history. The journey across the Atlantic was brutal. Men, women, and children were packed into ships under extreme conditions. Many did not survive the crossing. For those who did, life would never be the same. The slave trade became a major economic system driven by demand for labor in the Americas. African societies were drawn into this system in complex ways as suppliers, intermediaries, and victims. The consequences were profound. Communities were disrupted. Populations were depleted. The long-term effect shaped Africa's development trajectory for centuries. This chapter reveals a harsh truth. Economic system can generate wealth while causing deep and lasting damage. Today, the legacy of this period still echoes in global inequalities and in this structure of international economic relationships. Because history is not just about what happened, but what continues to shape the present.
Hello Nigeria, hello Africa. Yeah, this is Sound Man. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Babalola from Excel LED. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Shepherd Michael Adewale Onofuye. I enjoy you all to always watch SOUQ News TV.
Hi, I'm Tom Bogaballs, and please keep watching SOUQ News.
Wale Seriki, SLG Lagos Island East, SOUQ News. Keep out watching them and keep a lookout for them. They're up and coming, and we're proudly to be affiliated with them.
You alone where they make me go crazy. This your love in the cool of my brain. You're my medicine, I need you all day. Yo, it's Blackface Nigeria, and you're watching SOUQ News TV. Keep it locked on this dial, don't change it. You know what I mean? I say Blackface Nigeria, love